Okay, here we go. We are now into week three of, I guess you could say, doing some online learning, some online teaching. And of course, this will be our last week for a while because next week we'll be on spring break. Yeah, we'll be on spring break. So this is I guess you could say, an update for the week for world history. And so everything is in our Google Classroom. So this is just the video that kind of goes along with. Um, so here's what we're going to be doing. Well, first of all, great job last week um, tackling the issue of the Armenian genocide that took place during World War One with the Ottoman Empire and Armenia. And you guys did a great job, going through that set of questions in the reading. And I just want to emphasize, if there was one little area where maybe it was a little thin in some of your answers. It kind of dealt with how the country of Turkey, still kind of doesn't call it a genocide. And when you went back and you looked at the Mesopotamian Death March, and what took place to the people that were being forced to march and how they were treated and how they were killed, you would say, man, that's horrible. How can that not be genocide? And again, one of the I guess areas where Turkey kind of plants its flag is kind of dealing with the issue of they're at war. And so what Turkey says is that during war people die, and it's not an act of genocide, it's an act of war. And so when Turkey kind of says, hey, it's not genocide, they kind of still say, hey, it's war, and unfortunately bad things happen during war, people die during war. And so anyway, that was one of the questions. I think it was question number 11 that kind of dealt with how does Turkey still kind of like deny that the genocide took place, and they just kind of say, hey, it's war, it's an act of war. So great job with that. So we're moving on this week, and so we're going to try to make learning meaningful this week. Yeah, try to make learning meaningful and kind of make a little connection to kind of what we're dealing with right now with the coronavirus. And throughout world history, there has been many instances of disease and how disease has wiped out civilizations and populations. I know that we did one back. Oh boy, excuse me. We did one back. Excuse me. Dealing with the Incan civilization, and how they were defeated by the Spanish conquistadors, even though the Incas were warlike and they were in the millions, and the conquistadors were about 180 190 soldiers, and it was disease, smallpox I think it was, that kind of wiped out the Incan civilization. So there's been some incidences in the past of disease and some pandemics, and so we're going to try to make a connection between some of those past pandemics and maybe take a look at maybe what's going on today and make some connections. And so the two that I have on there, one is the bubonic plague that took place primarily in Europe, even though it's believed that the plague kind of started in Asia. And so some of the reading from TCI will be in TCI chapter 6. So we go back a little bit in the book, but again, we're not reading the entire chapter, just that one particular section on the bubonic plague. And then it kind of deals with some questions I have in our Google Classroom. The other one that I'm going to encourage you to take a look at from like 100 years ago, and this is like at the end of World War I. So I guess we're still kind of a little bit in World War I here. It kind of dealt with something known as the Spanish flu, and how this pandemic, just ravaged, with the disease, and so many people got sick and so many people died. And so maybe take a look at the bubonic plague. And I got a video that kind of deals with the Spanish flu. TCI is kind of weak on giving any really good material on the Spanish flu. Not sure why, but it is what it is. So I got a video there that kind of gives an update about the Spanish flu that took place about 100 years ago, 1918, 1919. So Living Document, for the most part, Google Classroom has really everything that you need. Our last little chunk that kind of deals with some past diseases, the bubonic plague and the Spanish flu, and creating a new living document, or if you want to do like Google Slides, or if there's something else how you want to create and answer those questions, I'll kind of leave that up to you. So your pacing guide is really, work at your own pace and hopefully get it done here by the end of the week and get it turned in. And I'll be more than happy to give you some feedback once the work gets turned in. On decks will remain the same. I'll still post those questions every morning. Kind of helps me kind of get up and get motivated. So on deck will still be there for you to do. I'll try to tie it into what you're learning, and so hopefully that will make sense to you. It's Monday, week 3. So hey, the one thing I'm going to try to encourage everybody to continue to do best you can is get outside and be active. I know it's, the weather sometimes can be nice and it's easy to get outside. Sometimes it can be a little wet or a little cold, a little windy like it was on Sunday, but still encourage you to be as active as possible. I know that it's difficult because we're really limited on where we can go, and, we can't be like in a large group. And so, but still just encourage you to be active. Got up this morning, decided to get my run in early this morning. And so went out, ran 11 miles this morning. Holy cow, 11 miles. That's crazy. I took a wrong turn on U Avenue and I realized, oh my gosh, I'm going the wrong way. So I had to turn around, run back. But anyway, so get outside, be active. I guess that's my pet peeve for the day, and kind of helps break up the day a little bit too, just getting outside and, just being active the best you can. So, hey, any questions you have about this assignment, obviously feel free to, email, video chat. I'll be available for that if you want a video chat. And but I think for the most part, I think you guys can figure stuff out as we go along. So hopefully, I think we'll hear something more this week about what's going to be the status of school, especially regarding the month of April. So I think the governor is going to give an update, I think maybe today. So I think we'll know a little bit more about what's going to be happening after spring break. And so I'm hoping for some good news, and hopefully we can get back to school here soon and kind of get back into our routine. I know I miss all my world history classes, and I miss everybody in all my world history classes. I know there's a few of you that think I don't miss you, but I really, really, really do. Even that one student from 6th hour, you know who you are. Even that one student, I do. I really do miss you. And so I'm kidding, of course. But anyway, it's actually 5th hour, if I remember. I don't know. It all kind of goes together. But anyway, that's about it. Got this video done under 8 minutes, so I'm getting better. So anyway, that concludes week 3. The assignments on Google Classroom on deck will be posted every day. Get it turned in. Encourage you to turn it in. That'd be great. And continue to encourage you to get outside and be active. Stay active. That's it for week 3. Corona. Mr. Flynn signing off for now. You never know. I could make an appearance maybe later in the week.